What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1109 of Flow Wrestling Radio Live. I am your host, Christian Piles, joined today. Same crew as yesterday, minus Bo Nickel, so we're a little less tough today. But very excited for the show. To my right, James Dean Rader. To the left, the SID for the Mountain Hawks, Jonathan Kozak. And to the left, Tyler, not your singer, my singer. Nice. And he's got the hat, the Kyrgyzstan drip, as we'll start calling it now.
Shane Sparks asked me how to pronounce my name, and that's what I told him.
And he loved that.
He loved it. He
thought that was the coolest thing.
Many times. And I appreciate it.
And then he said, I don't know how many times he said that weekend, I'm a big names guy. He's like, if I get it wrong, he said something like, he's kind of
have to get the name.
If you don't get it, I mean, he's right. Mm-hmm. He's right. But Shane he's an extreme person, right? And he really wants to get it right.
He's a big nickname guy too.
He needs to not be, you know what? Shane is good at many things. Nicknames, I would say, is not one of his spiritual gifts, we would say.
There you go.
All right, a lot to get to today. It's our full-on Big Ten preview. We've got a lot of news today. We've got Tegadali in the transfer portal. Teague Travis in at 149 for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. That's a surprise. We'll get into that a little bit. Not too much to talk about, I guess. And then the big news, Lehigh's Ryan Crookham out for the year, announced yesterday on social media.
Reportedly.
Allegedly.
See.
If Ryan is to be believed.
Yeah.
No, so that's where we should definitely start the show, because it's absolutely huge news.
Yeah. I mean, it really, Ryan was the favorite, I think, going into the year. And I think we talked about it yesterday. Like, he could still win at maybe 90%.
Yeah.
He's out.
He is out. He's out indeed. Anything else we want to say about that?
Zach, you lied to our faces a month ago.
Hold on.
Yeah. That's what I love to do. I mean.
Wait. See, this is the funny thing about the Kozak thing with what happened. Kozak was right, and it's verifiably correct, right?
Well, yeah.
The way I remember it was Kozak said Ryan Crookham is 100% resting at EIWAs.
Well,
no. Well, tell the truth here if we're gonna do it.
Let me give you a peek behind the curtains and what happened.
Okay.
I'm peeking.
I'll try to be as transparent as I can. Saw the news, 2 months ago that, Minio put out there, Ryan Crookham done for the year. And so I reached out right away, coaching staff, texted them, hey, is this true? Called me on the phone, said, nope, not true. Not out for the year. We expect Ryan Crookham to be back, and he's going to win NCAAs. And so I was like, okay, like that sounds like from the coaching staff, sounds like a pretty good source.
No mention of injury at that point?
No injury. They said sprained elbow, going to be back for the year, or going to be back for postseason. We expect him to win. And so that's what I put out there, is that this is what the coaching staff said. And so then I think, as time goes on, and still being in contact with.
We've got a poll right now on YouTube. Can we go back to it?
Yeah.
So it's just, we're asking a question: is Kozak a dirty liar?
Hey, 50-50. It's up in the air. 55%. All right, 50.
All right, this is like big election night vibes. Who knows how it's gonna go?
This is good.
Well, we're gonna find out if he's a dirty liar or not.
Pennsylvania's going to decide.
So.
The Lehigh Valley.
Pennsylvania, and it's 22 electoral votes. I think it's 22.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So anyways, as time goes on, I'm still in contact with Lehigh and stuff, and hearing, hey, rehab's going good. He was cleared to start strength training. Not on the mat. It's going to be a game time decision. It's going to be,
That was later reporting.
Yeah. So, I mean, the whole time it's like, what do you? I think I kind of said that afterwards. Like, it sounds like it's 50-50. Sounds like they're still trying to figure it out. And even as late as yesterday, talking to him and saying like, yeah, Ryan, he does not know what he's going to do. And I think I think there was times when it was way more optimistic. Like they were like, yeah, he's gonna wrestle. And then I think as it got closer to this week, he hasn't wrestled live. And so the first time he was going to wrestle live was going to be for EIWAs. And so obviously that's not ideal. I think truthfully, like if it had been another 1, 2, 3 weeks, I think there's probably a really good chance we would have saw Ryan wrestle.
Well, it's funny. I don't know if it's funny, but the reality is when it was stated he's out for the year, that was not true. By the fact that there was a reason they waited till yesterday to announce it, right? There was an attempt. So to be definitive, he's out for the year for sure. That's like saying in January, Mitchell Messenbrink is an NCAA champion. And then when he wins in March, saying you were right. It's like, well, no, he's not an NCAA champion in January. There was a chance he was coming back. He did not ultimately come back, but it sounds like the reporting was he could wrestle, he could not wrestle. And the fact that they waited till yesterday to announce it shows that, once again, Kozak was right. So
Yeah. I mean,
the gloating cracked me up because it's like, well, wait, there's a reason he announced on Mondays. He was trying to come back.
There we go. I guess some people still do love me, which that makes me feel nice. But I think, I think the overall, I don't know, my overall feeling, it's like it stinks for Ryan, right? Like that's the thing where maybe if he gets hurt a month earlier, he's good to go. And so, it's a bummer for Ryan. Wish him the best. Hopefully recovery is great and he's 100% all next year, right?
Yeah.
He'll get medical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get medical. I mean, I think the fact that he was just approved to like start getting on the mat within the last like week or two, like is probably pretty clear to where he'll get a medical. I know I'm not certain how medicals work. Like I don't think you
other than you get them basically no matter.
Yeah, pretty much no matter what. But like I don't think you get them like
a medical weed card. Like I get headaches.
It's just like that.
So much like that.
But I think it comes like at the end, like at the end of your career. I don't think it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is approved for a medical red shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure he'll get one.
Okay. Well, bummer, but it makes 133. I said it in a video yesterday that I think it makes it way more interesting in terms of the number of title contenders just expanded to, I'm not sure what the number is. Like, where would you, if we pulled up the 133 rankings, where would you say, all right, here's the line, this person cannot win a national title?
Well, here's the thing about the weight is there are guys like Nick Bouzakis who I'm like, they could beat anybody, but I'm not sure if they can put...
5-match run?
Right. So that's where it makes it tough to draw the line when you're looking at the rankings. Like, it still feels like the champion is going to come from one of the top, like, 3 or 4 ranked guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ayala does feel like maybe he separated himself from the rest just a little. He's on a 14-match winning streak. Mm-hmm. Even that loss to Tyler Knox.
Second match on, though.
Yeah.
You're not feeling great. Or, like, you're like,
Orders.
He's the pick, but if you're an Iowa fan going in, you're nervous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how I feel. Like, Drake, obviously, I think he'd be my pick right now. But he's in a lot of close matches, too, right? And for sure, Lucas, I think you can't count him out. Evan Frost, for sure. Braden Davis, he's a 1 seed last year, Big Ten champ. Tyler Knox beat number 1. Nasir Bailey was kind of the sexy non-Crookham pick coming into the year. Feel like, all right, if someone not named Ryan Crookham's going to win this weight, it's going to be Nasir Bailey, right? And then he had his down, but it feels like he's coming back a little bit. Can Romney regain his form? We were saying after Vegas, this guy can win a title at 133, especially with the injury. You got Dylan Shavers, the reigning Big Ten champion a year ago. Braxton Brown's really tough. Nick Bouzakis, we mentioned. Connor McGonigal, quite a year. Beat Tyler Knox. So there's just a lot of individuals. This is the weight. I feel like it's got, I think I said yesterday, a little 130, 125 last year vibes. I feel like it could be that way.
Yeah, I feel like you could get maybe a little bit more clarity after conferences.
Sure.
But even still, like...
Only, I would say this, only if Drake wins.
Yes.
If Drake wins, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. But if not, then it'll be in anyone's game. So if Drake, I'll say that you're right. If Drake wins, 133, I'll feel like he's a really firm favorite. But
Again, still a scenario though where he's the pick, but
you're scared.
yes.
Because look at number one, who's the 16th ranked guy? Tyler. We're getting the scroll. Okay, Kyorini. This is perfect. So that could be his second match of NCAAs. Kyorini versus Drake Ayala, if he's the one. Those are the kind of matches you're going to get. And that's supposed to be the easiest path as the 1 seed, right? And then he would hit the 8 or 9, scroll up. So that's Braxton Brown or Dylan Chauver, the Big Ten champ, and Braxton Brown's really, really tough. He didn't wrestle Braxton Brown this year. And then it's Knox who beat him potentially in the semis, or Braden Davis. That's just if you play the path out. So chaos, going to be a great way. I feel bad that I'm like more excited about 133 now. That's not any way related to me being happy that Ryan Crookham's injured, but
You just love the chaos.
I love the chaos. What can I say? And there's, I think it's good to have a weight like this. So it's exciting, although sad.
This thing I say about Drake though, don't forget, he's from Dirty Dodge.
He is from Dirty Dodge and everything that goes with that. Okay, sorry. That was supposed to be about Crookham, but then when 133, so it took us down some tangents there. But
Hey, let's talk about the other big news that came out yesterday. Transfer portal heating up. We gotta take it ollie in there.
yeah, well, as soon as he took that medical, I was like, this is happening for sure. Yeah, writing on the wall there, and I don't fault or blame anyone, but I'm not stupid. And so yeah, he's in the portal. He's a big pickup. Only a year left, I believe, but you look at who leaves, who graduates. You lose Gable, you lose Wyatt, you lose Greg, Slavakuski, there's probably Colton Schultz.
Treffin, yeah.
So many good guys.
Does Trumbull have another?
Trumbull's got another year.
Yeah.
So, Godali's gonna be a title contender next year. Now, Yonger's back next year. He did the right thing, taking the medical as well. So he's gonna be a big pickup. I think the power players are all gonna be in on Tay, right? And yeah, I've been told multiple times, multiple people, a lot of the transfer portal stuff's already done. Most of the wrestlers already know where they're going. So we'll see how that plays out.
Most of the
with Tay.
wrestlers.
What? Everyone knows who's going in the portal now. Everyone knows.
Talking about like there's one guy in the portal right now for the most part.
That's what I'm saying. They're not. This is already done. On the back, the conversations we're having long before
Are you talking about just Tay or about
broadly and Tay.
But like when guys go into the portal, they've kind of already put their feelers out.
Yeah.
They know why they're going in.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it'll be a different kind of portal season, as I understand it.
Yeah. Who needs him the most?
You need to keep him away from Penn State because that would be their.
Because they're really good.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying if you're a power team, like you do not want. If he goes there, oh my gosh. Because right now, I don't know what this means.
What are we doing here?
Oh, Nikki asked me to pull up a picture of a portal.
No, this is not good.
Well, you weren't supposed to. It was a joke. You weren't supposed to.
Oh, okay. Well, how am I supposed to know? What's Joe? Y'all just doing bits on the screen here?
it was
Get that off the screen.
It was off screen.
It wasn't on the stream until you called it out.
It's called a preview. See, that says preview. That means what's coming next.
So that means you don't know what a preview is.
You're not listening to Avery Gaming. You got to lock in, dude. About what
No, this is the definition of locked in. A picture of locked in is me surveying everything that's happening, including what's in the preview screen, with these random portal images. Look at this. It's being antagonized by our producer. The producer who, from Evanston, Illinois, I helped him out this morning. You know what? He got a little snuggly in the rain, and I said, no problem. I'll cut on the studio. I'll do all the lights, and then it just turns into a big troll CP set. And I took him out of my earpiece so he can't antagonize me further.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, Tay, he's a big pickup because right now, Greg's going to graduate for Penn State. They have Connor Mirasola and really no one else at heavyweight there apart from, portal pickups. So he would help them a lot. He would help most. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, he would not go to Iowa, right?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State could absolutely use him.
Give Jay Sean the red shirt year. Why?
No, he's a junior in high school.
Like I said, give Dre Sean another year.
Let him graduate high school. But no, it would be seamless transition there from Tay to Drayshawn potentially. And then, Michigan, I think, is in the mix. Penn State, you would assume. Iowa does. I already mentioned not going to need him. But, yeah, a potential payday for Tay. A Tay day, if you will. So that's big time. All right.
You think he'll take a long time to announce where he's going?
I don't think so. I mean, I think after NCAAs, but then, I mean, how long after NCAAs will we find out? So maybe by March, April, he'll probably know.
Okay.
The producer can do what he wants because he's the tallest.
Those are the rules.
That is true.
Yeah.
Good one, Elder. I'm not telling anyone to get off my lawn. I don't even know what that would be in reference to.
We talked about this a little bit, but is this like is this where smaller programs are going as like a recruiting pitch for Campbell? Like,
I said I think that'd be smart.
Yeah, we got Godale to a level where, hey, he wasn't a high-level recruit. We developed him. You can come here, we'll develop you, and hey, you can go to even a bigger program.
It's like the Nick Saban pitch. He used to be like, hey, or the the Kentucky pitch when they do the one and done. Mm-hmm. Hey, come here, have your year, and then I'll go send you to the NBA and make a bunch of money.
Yeah. It is similar, but it is also funny to think of Alabama and Campbell as like comparable strategies. It's like very different, but also true. Also, Alabama was paying them all along, so that helped.
Not according to Saban.
And now the Big Ten is actually who's been playing by the rules. Now they can play by the rules with money. Is the SEC cooked? That's what people are saying. Is the Big Ten about to be the nation's premier football and wrestling conference? It seems so.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
Well, Michigan just won a national title like last year, so.
Yeah. And Ohio State won it this year.
And Michigan beat him this year, so.
And Michigan, two-time national champion in football.
Back, baby.
Back to back. Good for the Wolverines. All right, so that is big news with Tay. We'll find out where he goes, and it's a big pickup. He's really good.
Texas about to win 3 straight with Arch at the helm.
I know.
That's all I'm saying. It's Arch season.
I can't wait for it. Caleb Piles already has an Arch Manning jersey. It's ready to go. He's wearing it even when he was a backup. This is interesting. From Scotty Sentes, these dudes are literally here to take your best wrestler, but he's cool with it. He said, these are the good guys. Great having them around. Fun fact, my brother's Michigan. Well, that doesn't matter. The point is, it's him with Sean Bourmet and Kevin Jackson and his daughter.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like Sentes has kind of taken the basically, I'm like a JUCO product or a JUCO product, JUCO school. Come here, get developed for 2 years.
Developmental. Yeah. It's not a bad tactic and not a bad position for Scotty, who has done a great job at Campbell. There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right, next topic.
Yeah. I think it's Big Ten preview time.
Yeah, we already mentioned Teague Travis going 149. Carter Young. That I don't know if that's just Carter. We prefer Teague over. Well, Teague was the original out for the year guy, and that's why Caleb Fish is wrestling 157. But I don't know if he recovered quicker or whatever, how it played out, but he ends up going for Oklahoma State at 149. He's going to have to steal a spot. Jesse Vasquez is not going for Arizona State, so that's 2 earned allocations back to the pool. So it makes it even harder to to get the bid automatically for Teague. But, the reality is, and I think the way that these coaches look at it, especially for the big-time programs, like, if you don't qualify automatically, you weren't going to produce for us at NCAAs anyway. So they don't really think about that. It hurts the conference overall because they get one less guy in. But and the same thing happened with Joe Smith in 19, I think, where he was at 74 all year and hadn't really wrestled much, and then he got the spot. He was, I think, 0-0 at 65 going into Big 12s, and he ended up qualifying outright. I think they're just like, it doesn't matter. If we don't get there, it doesn't make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Right. You're our best guy there. This is our best option. This is who we're sending.
Why are you chuckling, Tyler?
I'm just laughing at chat stuff. Sorry.
Okay. I like chat stuff. Okay. All right.
Let's start at 125, Big Ten.
Let's do it.
Work our way up. We've got Kozak's projected seeds up here on the on the screen for you if you're listening to this retroactively. We are doing it Tuesday, the show Tuesday, and seeds do not come out until tomorrow. So, but if Kozak is to be trusted, which the verdict is out.
Wow. What was the final poll? Is he a dirty liar?
They did vote that you were a dirty liar,
Dang it.
but they also did vote that they still love you. And a lot of people in the chat chiming in saying they still trust you.
Okay.
People actually brought up, they said Kozak literally got hired because he was in the Facebook chat calling the guys out every time they were wrong.
Yeah.
So
That was why.
That was just Ben.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll have maybe a little bit better picture tomorrow evening on this, but this is probably pretty close to accurate. So at 125, we got Matt Ramos at the 1, Caleb Smith at the 2, and then we'll work our way down. But
Yeah, let's do that. So, real quick, it looks like Ramos will get the Flynn Rivera winner, or excuse me, Ramos would. That's kind of a tough round 1 match when you consider Lilladal's path just based on matchups. Keelan Riley, then Joey Cruz, who he teched. So Luke, nice path to the semi, where he would likely have Matt Ramos. Ramos have to get by probably Flynn, we would think. Mm-hmm. But that'll be a close-ish match, probably, just by the way Flynn wrestles. But Ramos has been the best guy. Then down below, Moran, Smith. You feel like Smith navigates that, although Moran's been kind of scrappy this year. Dean Peterson, Brendan McCrone, quarterfinal. Did they wrestle?
I'm not sure.
yes, that was the one.
Where he took riding time to save the major.
Yes.
Okay.
Or he took top to save the major. So it's probably Dean versus Caleb in that semi. So really kind of chalky, probably semi. Ramos versus Lilladal, Smith versus Peterson. What percentage chance do you give Luke Lilladal to knock off Matt Ramos?
Ooh. Feels like
15.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe 25 at the highest.
I was just say like 35.
That's over a 1 in 3 chance.
Yeah. I think Luke's really, really good.
I agree with that.
You're with me? I think it's more chance than maybe you're giving him credit for.
I definitely think there's a chance. It just, I don't know. Maybe at NCAAs I give him a little bit more
See,
chance.
I was going to say, what you would give him, I bet you give him 35 at NCAAs.
It is
Still not 35. Not over a 1 in 3 chance. Not based on what I've seen so far this year.
It's interesting because Matt Ramos, obviously, really good year, undefeated, won CKLV, which was the best tournament of the year, but he hasn't wrestled Caleb Smith or Dean Peterson this year.
Erroneously.
Yeah.
Caleb Smith.
So, yeah, he hasn't wrestled Smith or Peterson this year, and he has losses to him in the past. So it's like, yeah, he's undefeated, but he didn't wrestle the best guys in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and wrestled Luke, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of good wins, but, you know.
I definitely wasn't saying Matt Ramos lock. I just felt like he has established himself as the clear favorite.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I think a clear favorite can have a 65% chance of winning.
Sure.
I just expect Luke to be better, like as the year goes on.
Oh, you're a big be better guy.
Well, not be like I expect him to just get better. I just
Penn State
I just
bump?
really think he will.
Yeah, you're giving him the Penn State bump.
It's
And I'm just
the
applying
Penn State bump, but also it's not even just the Penn State bump. It's like the true freshman bump, like the learning curve that there is to that. Like this dude was a U20 world champ.
The
Maybe.
pedigree bump, too.
Yeah.
Maybe he does the Braden Davis, wins Big Tens, number 1 seed, but then doesn't get it done.
I will say this.
I'm joking.
I would be stunned if Luke Lilladal doesn't place.
Me too.
He has way too much offense to not place, in my opinion. Braden Davis, he had a style that could beat a lot of guys, and he did, but it was a lot of coin flip type matches. I don't see Luke being in coin flip type matches, even though, I mean, he's just had a really high attack rate. He's got a lot of ways to score.
He is much more meat and potatoes down block re-attack.
Great motor.
Yeah.
You know, he's you know, not unbeatable. Obviously, he's taken some lumps, but I think he's gonna be in so many matches. He's got a lot of ways to score. I think it's not my upset special pick or whatever, but I'm not batting an eye if Luke wins this match.
100%.
I'm really not.
Definitely upset watch, for sure.
In Illinois, though, the home state of Matt Ramos.
Okay.
That probably doesn't matter at all. But you know what? Those are the things that like the broadcasters talk about. And then do we think Smith Peterson? Does it feel like
that's the pick for sure. Like we said, Peterson almost majored. McCrone during the regular season.
Peterson is a big Space Mountain guy.
He is.
He is not beyond losing to Brendan McCrone.
McCrone's tough. Yeah, I agree. And like I said, he got ridden out the entire third period, so you just mitigate the damage in the first and second period.
That's the hard part for Brendan.
Yeah.
Mitigating that damage. Because he knows. He goes into every match, I just need to not be down like 5 here.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're going to do with seeds, just because Peterson could go above Smith, but Peterson also lost to Rivera. McCrone beat Lillidahl. So, like, things could get really goofy with these seeds.
This could be a classic Kozak's a liar, dirty liar clause.
Wouldn't be the first time we've seen it this week.
Could be the last.
Yep. All right.
And then, who's the pick? I mean, Ramos is the safe pick, but anybody predicting a little upset special?
I would pick Luke second. If not, he would be my second pick, if not Ramos, for sure.
These are the Big Ten rankings with their national rankings on the side.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, yeah, I'm riding with Ramos just based on what he's done this year, the consistency he has shown. He's the safest pick, so maybe I'm just a coward, but he's not safe, but he's my pick.
Cool. All right, 33. This is look at the damage you've done. Now, if you're confused on why the 2 seeds wherever, it's still right. It's just a goofy little byproduct of
The bracket generator.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Bouzakis, Ayala quarter potentially, should Bouzakis beat Rini, which he did not do when they wrestled. This is welcome to Nick Bouzakis world. Anything can happen. Braden Davis, Dylan Shaver, that looks likely. And then, what happened? Did Braden not wrestle in that dual meet?
Braden didn't wrestle.
He didn't wrestle. And of course, they didn't wrestle last year because he was at 25.
Right.
So this would be an interesting one.
Against Shaver?
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't wrestle?
They
It was a
did.
25
I thought Davis
They did. Davis beat him 2-1.
Davis beat him this year.
Oh,
That's what I said.
Yeah.
thanks, JD.
So that's why I have Davis as the 4, because Davis lost to Van D, but beat Shaver.
Right.
So
that'll be a tight quarterfinal to get to Drake or Bouzakis or Rini. And then down below, man, Fugit versus Wells, round 1. That's a crazy one.
Is it Fugit? Like with a J?
There's only one wrong way to say it.
I thought it was Fugit.
Yeah, that's not wrong. There's only one wrong way to say it.
It's not the fun way.
I know. But yeah, so regardless of that, Shane Sparks can correct.
Yeah, you
me.
got to get the names right, Christian.
Yeah. Sometimes, they take license on their own pronunciation sometimes. So I don't, whatever.
Remember the whole Carter Starachi saga?
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. Everyone tried to gaslight us that it was Starocki. We said Starachi forever. Ben never got it right. He said Staroki, probably to this day. Anyway. Stop distracting me.
Sorry.
Braxton Brown's a dog. I want to see him. I think Brown versus Van D is going to be a crazy match. There's going to be
Any Van D match is crazy.
but Braxton's crazy too. He can kind of fall off, but he's like high output, a lot of attacks. He's going to go after Van D. Van D's going to try to Jonesy him. He may. Lots of variance there. Who has the best shot of knocking off Lucas from the bottom side?
I kind of feel like it's Braxton Brown.
B. Brown. I do too. I think Van D will. Yeah, Van D's a little
Crazy stuff doesn't work against Bird.
Well, also Van D is needs some. I mean, he's good on top, but he needs some attacks coming his way, and I don't know if he's going to get those against Bird. Bird's really. You want to talk about meat and potatoes? That's Lucas. He just so. I
Not
think
even a veggie on the side.
no, forget it.
I know Bird did beat Braxton Brown this year.
Yeah, kind of bad actually.
Yeah.
It's like 8-3.
So it makes me think maybe someone like Vandy, just the chaos factor might be the guy. But
When has
who
Lucas
knows?
Britt ever been involved in a chaotic match, though?
He got stepped over by Matt Ramos in 2022.
He had a pretty crazy run with Dylan Ragusin at NCAA's a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy Jesse Mendez.
Mm-hmm.
But not like shootouts, just sort of crazy.
He's
All
not
right.
afraid to go upper body.
No. Drake winning this, his path is tougher out of the one, in my opinion.
Going through Buzakis and then
And Braden or Shawver.
I
just think-
agree.
I think those are tougher. And not because I think those guys are just better than the bottom side guys, that here nor there. I think matchup wise. I think these are the guys most likely to beat Drake.
Yeah. This is another one where like how I would like rank these guys and how we do have them ranked is not the way that it's seated here. Like I think Buzakis should be higher. I think Tyler Wells should be a higher guy. But yeah, I don't think
That's just
how it's
based
gonna
off
work
of their Big Ten records versus out of conference.
Both, yeah,
records.
it's both. I mean, Tyler Wells is a guy who hasn't really done anything other than beat Connor McGonigal this year, and he finished in around the 12 last year. So he's lost to really good guys. He has one really good win, but yeah, he doesn't have like a ton of Big Ten wins either. So he's gonna be hurt by that, I think.
It's Drake time.
Yeah,
Drake season.
yeah, I think so.
Pretty Dodge Drake season.
Yep.
Slide by season.
Caleb's so funny. He comes home from baseball practice. He's like, "Did you hear anything about Crookham?" I said, "Yeah, he's up there." He's like, "Let's go, Drake national champ." Like, all right, man, chill. He has no chill. He's coming with me
Iowa
on
through
this
and through,
weekend.
baby.
I know he's a lot these days. It's yeah. Anyway, keep it moving.
The classic Iowa Hawkeye wrestling fan, Texas college football Chiefs NFL fan.
Yeah.
Houston Astros.
Houston Astros.
Houston Astros. Who's the best basketball team right now? 'Cause he probably likes them.
Celtics?
Yes, big Celtics fan. Nah, he hasn't gotten into basketball yet, but he loves football. We have this.
Watch, he's going to become a Lakers fan now that they got Luka.
We have this insane NCAA and Madden football rivalry. It's gonna make us either closer or it's gonna tear this whole family apart.
Your greatest rival.
We have the record in the spreadsheet. He's keeping like track of all the wins.
This is a classic nomad situation
I wouldn't say that.
where he loves, what did he always say? That they're either going to become greatest friends or
Oh yeah,
just rivals.
Camacho and Sam Latono. These two are either become best friends or bitter enemies. Yeah. It's like what? No, they're not. Yeah, but for Caleb and I, actually, it is that. So yeah,
All right, 141.
41. Let's get it. Oh wow, Jesse Mendez, the 2 seed. That's kind of funny to see. Surprising.
He did lose, though.
He did lose. That happened. So yeah, looks like another Mendez. We can go faster on some of these.
Yeah, we can fast forward to the final here.
Yeah, it feels. I mean,
Mendez Bartlett.
Vance Von Bar is a dog. Von Bar versus Bartlett. That's going to be tight.
Hardy Mendez is sneaky, but I mean,
It's not sneaky anymore. I feel
or not sneaky, but it's because Hardy's crazy.
Hardy's crazy, but it feels like Mendez sort of figured that out. Yeah, Von Bar's kind of the one guy that I'm like, well, we'll see what he can do against Bo. I mean, that's going to be close, but still.
I'm going to ride with Jesse with basically no logic other than, I don't know, Bo got the last one. Jesse's turn.
Last one was crazy, right? It's sort of self-inflicted a little bit. Although Bo made a flurry happen and then won the flurry. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a lot of cause for excitement. I don't think you can say, I would not say that the Bo win was in any way flukish over Jesse. I
think these two are just razor thin close.
Razor thin.
They've wrestled 5 times. Jesse's won 3. Bo's won 2. Every match has been whoever gets a takedown wins.
So do you think that's the key in this match?
Hey, whoever gets a takedown. Well, no, it's like
That's the classic. You got to get the first.
got it.
Yeah, it's like,
but no,
first takedowns are huge.
it's crazy.
If you get the first takedown, you win 95% of the match.
It's just crazy. Like nothing else happens other than one takedown.
Brock Height loves that stat.
Yeah.
He thinks it's
first takedown
He
wins.
thinks it's the best stat there is.
Well, in this rivalry, it's 100% true.
It really is.
Yeah, 100% of the time.
Well, that's because the first takedown is also the last takedown in every match they wrestle.
Yeah.
Fun weight. Excited for that final. If we get it, don't sleep on Von Bar.
Come on, son. Vance is really good.
Vance Refrigeration?
I mean, but Bo doesn't lose.
No, he does not.
Except that people call Jesse Mendez in folk style.
Yeah, no. He literally doesn't lose to anyone else. Analiris 2 years ago. All right, 149. Okay, Ridge on top. Okay, you went Ridge, Shane, Parco.
Yeah.
This is big because we don't know that this is how they're going to seed it.
Whoever gets the one, yeah, it's a huge
advantage.
Huge advantage because there's a big drop off after that with D'Amelio and Webster at the 4-5.
Yeah.
So I think it's either going to be Lovett or Van Ness is the one.
Parco cannot be the one because why?
I don't know. That's
You
just
don't
what I think. This is what I
What you
believe.
believe?
This is what I believe.
You just
Yeah, but you're a liar.
You
Well-
really hate Iowa.
Well, my logic is Lovett was the Big Ten champ last year. Maybe that means something to coaches. And he beat Van Ness this year. If that's not true, then Van Ness, I think, will go as the one because he's only ever beaten Parco. And then Parco's only ever beaten Lovett. So in my mind, those are the things that like make the most
Okay.
Like
sense.
Ridge has that second kind of criteria
Yeah.
of the Big Ten champ last year and NCAA finalist.
They're all, they've all beaten each other this year. What separates at Big Tens, the last year's Big Ten champ? I don't know.
Okay.
So
I'm not mad at it. Yeah, obviously it's huge, and you pencil Shane in. All right, let's talk through scenarios. Shane Lovett final, should that happen. Is Ridge the favorite again here, or do you think Shane gets it back?
I think I favor Shane, but
I think I do too.
Based on,
How most of the match went.
yeah, but he's still going to get on top.
He got away, and then
One time.
and then he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the key? Don't give him two chances. Maybe you go neutral.
it felt like a hard to replicate match for Ridge.
Yeah, escape takedown.
Yeah, and
boom,
then
boom.
to his back. Yeah, it feels like is he going to be able to do that again?
Or you could look at it as, can he not get taken down and take top?
Yeah.
He doesn't really take top much, does he?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Van Ness is my pick here, just based off of who I think is like the best wrestler.
Without seeing a bracket, yes, I agree where Van Ness does feel like the pick. And if it works out, like I don't envision a scenario where Ridge doesn't have to go through, like, even if he sees Van Ness, you're real worried. Like, I don't know. I know he hasn't been able to beat Parco.
Right.
But would you rather, if you're Ridge Lovett, who would you rather see coming out of that bottom semi? Even though Parco's had your number, would you still rather see him beat Shane Van Ness?
Well, wait. Would he rather face Shane Van Ness? Is that what you mean?
Yes. Who would you rather see? Because Parco has owned him, but I think we all agree Van Ness is the favorite and on paper better wrestler. Maybe
I think you want to see Shane in that final
just because of the matchup,
matchup. Yeah, for whatever
the
reason.
history.
For whatever reason, Parco is a tough matchup for Ridge.
And you know what's crazy about it too is Ridge is a decent upper body guy. Like, he won Greco Fargo 3 or 4 times. But Parco just goes underhook with him.
That's his position.
Yeah.
Parco's just a little better from the underhook.
Yeah.
Seatbelt kind of position.
It's funny because I said I feel like Van Ness is the best guy in the bracket, and I probably would pick him to favor him over Lovett to win an NCAA title, but I would favor Lovett over Parco to win NCAAs. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's just the way.
Matchups matter, baby.
Yeah.
I've got Shane.
Yeah, me too.
Here's the thing.
Here's the
I have to ride with Ridge.
You have to,
He's
yeah.
been my guy all season. Since
well,
the season.
well, all season there was a time.
Henson. When he lost to Henson, I never said not against these Big Ten guys. I said Henson after he lost to Henson. This isn't against
You
Henson.
can't say I'm riding with my guy. He's been my guy. When you hopped off the Ridge Lovett Express on December 4th, 2020.
I was still driving that train harder and faster than anyone else.
In JD's defense, he hopped off it against Caleb Henson. He's still on it against all these other guys.
No, there's one train, and it trains to Titletown, USA.
No. The Amtrak makes stops along its way to the final destination.
All right. So if Lovett,
I love this metaphor.
If Lovett wins Big Tens, are you riding with him to win NCAAs? Okay.
I don't know if that's right or wrong. But
Wait, so you are okay? So no.
here's the thing: vibes, Christian. You're thinking too much.
I think Henson's still the pick. Undefeated NCAA champ, won last year. But yeah, I think there's a lot of game options here. You can't count out Ridge, although.
Christian, do you believe in vibes? You don't believe in momentum, right?
No, not really. I don't know if I believe in vibes.
Okay.
You don't believe in destiny?
No, definitely not. Definitely
Wow.
don't believe in destiny.
So everything's just chaos.
No, it's whoever does it. It's not because it's just the idea that there's some outside force making competition outcomes occur doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Whatever you say.
Meaningless.
I'm not. I didn't say meaningless.
Yeah, what's even the point?
No? It's not a dystopian, sad thought. It's just that I think the better wrestlers win.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's all been foretold in the prophecy.
Okay, the scrolls. Okay,
And they like Ridge. Just saying.
they may. It would be
They love top. They love top.
What's the last Nebraska national champion?
How do I even look
Burrows.
that
Jordan.
How do I look that up?
We know the room can put it together. We're not. I'm not really asking you. I think that was my point. I think it's Jordan. James did not. Yeah. So.
up? Okay.
I didn't say. I'm talking Big Tens right now. Okay. We'll get to NCAAs.
But you, by extension, you're saying you do think he's going to win NCAAs because you said if he wins Big Ten.
Guys are my guys. I love my guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I also said maybe Shane Van Ness might be the best wrestler. That's how you hedge.
you got a lot of options.
That's how you hedge. Exactly.
And okay.
This is a tip in podcasting.
I said Ridge would win, but I did also say Shane's the better wrestler.
Exactly. That's how you play it.
And then I also mentioned Kyle Parko's a dog.
Yeah.
That's right.
One
And
thing-
he currently lives in Iowa, which
That helps.
automatic bump in my book.
True.
The chat is really distracted right now. They're not really on wrestling. They hate JD and Kozak's shoes. They think JD has bad Velcro shoes.
Oh, man.
And they think Kozak's are dirty. So
They are dirty. Sorry.
to let you guys know.
Yeah, and I would respond with, if our chat warriors like my shoes, that's a sign that they're not good shoes.
Yeah, those are tough. Dang, bro.
Yeah.
I like the Velcro.
Carrie's been telling me the same thing about my shoes.
You just got some new kicks.
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, you should have some show shoes.
These
Hey,
are
hey,
Here's the thing.
You know me though. I like the dirty shoes, Kozak.
Wrestle Madness said, I give Kozak and JD credit for climbing up the light pole and accessing the wire to get those shoes.
Oh, but yeah, that's true. That looks like what happened. Ross Dress for Less. You can get some nice Reeboks for. What? It was
Oh, they
fun.
sell Reeboks at Ross Dress?
Absolutely. All those Reeboks I wear are DFL.
Really?
All right. We'll go together after the show.
We'll go right now. Okay. Let's quit the show. We'll go to Ross. I never need an excuse.
I think I've been to multiple world championships with those shoes.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Okay. All right. 57. We got, who's the top seed? Tyler Kasak?
No. Ethan Miller, baby.
Ethan Miller.
Miller time.
Miller time. That's fair. You want to give my shoes some shine? That's not necessary. They are nice, though. Look at that Kelly Green, baby. So Ethan's the 1, Kasak 2, Antrell 3, Jacory 4. Now, so because Tommy Askey's the 5, and that's kind of the win. Mm-hmm. That feels right. This feels like what it'll be.
But Brandon Cannon sitting up there at the 8.
He's dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, Saldate's kind of dangerous too.
Yeah.
He has not been the same guy this year. He is
Yeah.
better at Michigan State.
Come on, dude.
Just saying. He can prove us all wrong. Yeah, Brandon. This is a pretty deep weight. Kreiser the 11. He's pretty tough. Chumley 7. Kasak's going to make the final here. Who do you think makes it topside? Do you think Ja'Cory does it?
Ja'Cory.
You think so?
Yeah.
Cody.
I just have not seen a lot to give me that kind of confidence. And he still may be my pick. I haven't
I was just
said.
gonna say, it's no disrespect to Ethan, but he's not Tyler Kasak level yet.
Ethan's never beaten anyone on Ja'Cory's level.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. This would
And
be
so I don't think it needs to be 100% the best version of Ja'Cory ever to make it out of that top side.
there's best version, and then there's this guy's 2 and 2.
Well, it's not. Sorry, these are quality matches.
Okay.
Not this.
He is
three-
like 5 and 3 or something.
5 and 3.
Yeah.
Is that his record? 5 and 2.
5 and 2. Okay.
7 heaven, perfect amount.
Yeah, 7 matches. The fish, although I'll say this, I thought he looked good in the fish match and just got tired. A little better shape. I've got him beating Miller, making the final, falling to Kasak.
Do we have an update on how Tyler Kasak's doing?
He wrestled against American,
That's right.
and Kale in the media day yesterday said he's great.
He's a great guy.
No, but he's like doing really well. I'm going to be fine. He talked about Braden. He was asked about Braden Davis. Said they figured out some things with he and Dan Monthly, their trainer. So they're excited and feel like his best wrestling's in front of him as well.
I'm excited for the Blaze Antrell Taylor rematch second round. That was a fun match they had in the duel
Yeah, it will be.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Any
And don't sleep on Charlie taking out Kasak.
I thought you kind of big dogged him at the duel. I thought that was a great duel, Nebraska Penn State.
It was a big first period, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Scored like 7 points and then an escape and then nothing
Yeah.
else.
I think anyone not picking Kasak to win Big Tens, I'm picking him.
I don't think you can.
Not legally.
Not legally.
He could. I'm not going to do it.
No.
I think he wins.
Yeah, he's tough to pick against.
Can you not pick him
Although-
after that moment he had with Ja'Cory?
I don't know. The bonks make me nervous. He's a bonk away from forfeiting out.
Yeah.
And he's been repeatedly head-to-head stuff. And I don't know how this guy's a bull. He's very aggressive. He's not going to be cautious, play a positional game. If he's out there on the mat, he's a madman. He's going to go for it. He's going to try dynamic stuff the whole way through.
You got to get him one of those helmet headgears.
That Jax has to wear now?
Yeah.
Boris?
Meyer.
Get him one of those.
Dude, people are like, people hate the headgears. Every time we post like a reel with them, one of them wearing it, there's so many comments about people just like talking trash. It's like the kid just doesn't want concussions. Leave him alone.
Yeah, that's kind of soft.
Yeah. Drip.
Back in my day, we wouldn't have done
first.
that. Just saying.
Yeah. All right. 65. Okay. Well,
Mitchell. All right. 74.
Mitchell.
Yeah, this really is kinda
This is the next topic. We haven't had a lot
How
of
many?
next topic.
Well, I mean,
guys
so
aren't
we haven't
giving-
really been talking about how many allocations and who's going to be like bubble guys.
Bubble guys.
Bubble guys. Yeah, we don't know. we could start mentioning how many each way. I have it on my phone. I screenshotted it, so we can talk about that. But Big Ten gets so many.
Well, like a guy like Patty, that's an interesting one. Like he's going to be
Yeah.
a bubble guy. He's going to have to steal one, right?
65 gets 9.
Yeah.
He's the 9 seed. So he should get in. If he doesn't get in, he's he wasn't gonna do nothing at the thing. That's my take.
What I'm trying to remember the Minto Caliendo match.
Minto evaded a lot. Was really hard for him to score on, but did. Minto was never really close to scoring. He had a couple dive roll things.
That's right.
But I feel like that could get worse if he gets to him.
5-1 was the final score of that one.
Minto is kind of my surprise of the year.
For sure. I don't even think Nebraska anticipated this.
Spay did. Spay always did.
Spade didn't know who Minto was.
They saw Minto Pinto back to
He
back.
did one box score and then just ran with a bit. He didn't even know anything about him.
No.
Not that saying
That's
that
what
I
I'm
did.
saying. I didn't know who he was, and now look at him. He's a 3 seed going into Big Tens.
Give Spay his flowers.
I will give him no flowers. Skulls Minto is a fun one.
Yeah.
Quarterfinal. That could be really scrambly. But yeah, Caliendo. This is the next topic. Both sides, really.
I don't know. I'm seeing Bowman, Tyler. Bowman in the semis.
I'm seeing him in the finals.
He had some fun little exchanges there with Mitchell.
What are we talking about right now?
I'm just saying.
He got dogged. He lost by 14.
Bowman,
Didn't get teched.
national champion.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Mitchell. You basically have to pin him.
And there's one guy here, Bowman.
Bowman is the only guy in this bracket that can do that.
You have to pin him.
Yep.
Like, what lead is safe with Mitchell?
No.
It would be a fun thing.
Freaking Dean Hamady had like what, a 7
He was up
point lead or
9-2 in like the third.
something?
He got almost majored.
It was insane.
Maybe he was. Sheesh. Criminy.
Will Mitchell tech his way through Big Tens?
So
Yes.
I'm saying no.
Okay.
Caliendo stops it.
Caliendo does something.
He didn't tech Bo.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm saying no. So I think he's got 2 shots where maybe he won't.
I think those might be the only 2 guys that he has not teched this year.
But will he bonus his way through?
He tech Caliendo this year.
Okay.
He's gonna bonus his way through though, right?
Yes.
No doubt.
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
Yeah. It would be just more fun.
If I had a farm, I would bet it.
Yeah. Okay, 74.
Also, I just checked because I was like, that doesn't sound right. Mitchell beat Dean 13-11 in the Big
Okay.
Ten finals.
So he didn't almost.
All right, 174.
This is fun. Okay, so Levi's the one, obviously. 2 seed Carson Harchla. 3 Lenny Pinto. Oh, for Iowa fans, we have Kennedy in there, and I believe that's exactly who it's going to be. No Nelson Brands. I fully expect Patrick Kennedy to be Iowa's 174.
Breaking news.
So he's there at the 4 seed. Clayton Whiting the 5. That's all about right. I would love to see. I think we're going to see the Carson Levi rematch. That's the biggest test for Levi outside of Keegan this year.
Carson's been great this year.
He's been so good. I was very, what's he going to be? I know what he's been, but injury. Does he want to do? And he's been awesome. Awesome. And one errant shot, or he's the 1 seed potentially here. Because Levi, that's my thing. How does Levi adjust to getting to Carson's legs? Because that was the challenge for him. Levi could not get in. And it was a reattack that he needed to get the match-winning takedown. So does it get a little easier for Levi this time around? Did the problems still persist? I don't see a drastic shift for those 2. But I do think Levi wins.
I agree.
I did pick against Levi Haynes. And also, there is, as good as Carson's been, Bronigal in the second, that's
It's a brawl. Yeah.
That's a brawl. And then Lenny Pinto is crazy. I wouldn't pick him. I want to see the sad thing, or I hope we can still see it. I want to see a Pinto Kennedy rematch on the backside. That could feed families, guys.
I feel like there's a decent chance.
Yeah, it seems like it should happen.
The
And now that
3 and the 4.
people don't like forfeiting out of tournaments because they're punished, I like that too. So yeah, this is a fun one. But I've got Levi.
Yep.
Minto Pinto, both of the 3 seeds.
Yeah,
Also, just more for that duo.
cosmic alignment.
Yeah.
They stay winning. I
184.
like how did Tyler find a sweater that is the exact color of the background?
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I like it. I'm asking how.
What if I do this?
Oh shoot, that's gonna be me. That's gonna be me.
I mean,
Monday.
you after you meet
Well,
Styles.
I need to.
Plus about, 1,000.
Yeah.
You're not just going to be a chain guy. You're a chain and a medallion guy.
What's a medallion?
That's the big looted.
Oh, okay. Maybe I do it more subtle. I don't know if I can do. I'm gonna have to talk to Ethan. Ethan, if you're listening,
Christian's gonna have that like curly hair too.
yeah, the broccolied out thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. If I had curly hair, that would look absolutely absurd. But maybe I get a perm. I don't know. Are these kids getting perms?
It
Yes.
feels like,
They have to be getting perms.
yeah.
Some of them might be.
Perms.
That's crazy. Dude.
Or his hair just getting curlier.
This is.
Is that just the genetic path that
This is the alternative, Christian. You can show up like
yeah.
See,
this.
that's what my hair would look like. Kyuka. Yeah, bro. That's
A lot of talk about Kyuka's hair after the Olympics.
honestly, what a look with the ears and the hair. I don't have the ears, guys. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of hair options. I'm gonna start small.
2 back-to-back heavy hair shows.
Yes,
We talked a lot about Bo Nichols' hair last show.
we really were.
About your hair this show.
Yeah, but I need a chain. I think I'm gonna have to find out from Ethan if he thinks it's the move.
Okay.
If I can pull it off. If he says yes, he'll give me the confidence I need. We don't need to get this close on my hair. I had the same haircut since basically. I had a buzz era that JD mentioned, but basically I had this haircut since.
I think you should bring the buzz hair back.
I might, but probably not. Katie doesn't
Way
like
tougher
it.
back then.
Katie Piles.
That was way tougher.
Katie Piles
I
drives.
slacked you. Tell her what Christian's about to start looking like.
Okay. Let's see.
I'll pull that in.
Well, let's pull that in.
We already pulled Zuck last time. Uh-oh.
Can I pull this in? Let me. Sorry. Give me a second. Boop.
If you don't watch the video of this show, you're playing yourself. You got a portal earlier. This is taking a while.
You're Walter White.
This is me. Yeah, that's it. That's
That's
me.
how you're gonna start talking too.
Dang, that look is crazy. You just caught lacking in the crib. You think that's my vibe? I am the one that's bussing. That's true. All right. Next, 170, 184. Carter Starachi. Okay.
Are we going to get
Oh, my
Starachi,
God.
Gabe Arnold in the semi?
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Gabe Arnold, Jackson Smith, see you in sudden victory.
Yep.
It's going to be that. So opportunity for Jackson to get that one back. It would be crazy if we saw it. DJ Washington versus Carter Starachi. Are we going to get that one? Rogotsky Washington's going to be insane round one. So many points in that one, concluding with a Ryder Rogotsky fall in the third period.
Yeah,
Note this.
DJ hasn't been quite the same guy this year
Or last year.
or last year.
Silas Allred, Edmund Ruth. But this is McAnally's going to make it to the final.
Yeah.
So Starachi, McAnally final. That's going to be great. Can he? It's so many questions, right? Like we've been hyping up Max McAnally all year long. I'm curious to see. I don't think he gets bonused. I would be genuine if Carter Starachi majors him. I'd be like, wow, that's great. Maybe that's a stupid thing to say, but I really think
What would you put the line at for Starachi McAnally match?
4.5, 5.5, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Starachi gets like 2 takedowns and a riding time point.
I just see Carter if Carter makes up his mind and says, I'm burying this dude, he'll do it. But I think in a lot of these some of the harder matches, he just is like, all right, this is the championship winning game plan here. I'm just going to do the plan that does not lose under any circumstances. And he's just going to do that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just like bury him mode for Carter. Fascinating.
All right.
Yeah, I'll say, does Jackson get him back? That was so, you can't even describe how close that match was with the riding time. And I mean,
I'll go Gabe.
I'll go Gabe just because
I want it.
you want to see it so bad. Gabe versus Carter. But this feels like one of those, they're just never going to wrestle type of scenarios. And so for that reason, I'm going Jackson. Is that a reverse jinx? Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, Carter over Max.
The universe just does not want us to see this match, it feels like.
That's right. Like there were so many times we were supposed to see Soriano
I
Spencer.
think you didn't believe in destiny.
This is not destiny. It's just like,
This is the universe.
it's just the universe is not.
Way different.
Yeah. No, it's just I'm just
I
recognizing.
think destiny and the universe are the same. What a fool.
Oh my gosh, JD, you got a lot to learn, pal.
I guess.
All right, 97.
Okay.
Okay. Stephen Buchanan, Josh Barr, the 1 and 2 seed, 3 seed Cardenas. Feels like Cardenas had his shot.
What?
Yeah?
I think that's crazy.
Call me crazy.
You think you never would think that Jacob Cardenas would beat Josh Barr again?
No, he can beat him. No,
You said that was his shot. And he
I can't say again. He's never done it. I just yeah. But I think Josh Barr's my pick, and I don't.
I mean, there's also a part of it where Cardenas was one exchange away from winning, which he should have
won before two.
He should
He
have
won
just
before
cut
two.
him.
He just
Yeah,
cut him,
it was
he
like
would've won.
Yeah, he had his shot because he was in like perfect position to win the match.
No,
So like, I feel like he could replicate that.
it's replicable. There's no denying it. I just feel like, which direction is this going to go? That's the call.
Yeah.
Is it more likely that Josh Barr's going to be a little better, a little more prepared, or is Cardenas going to, as a whatever year, 5th year senior?
Gonna make another mistake.
You're the big. See how Stephen Buchanan handled it against Barr. Like, he went after it. It was a good approach. He wasn't on the defensive in that match. Cardenas had sort of he wasn't really going after him. It wasn't like, I'm going after this freshman, I'm gonna make a statement here. It was very hesitant, and I didn't expect that. I thought he was gonna go after him. Now maybe he goes after him here, but yeah, I don't know. Cardenas can do it. I'm just saying I wouldn't pick it. And I foresee a takedown here, or I don't think it's going to go down to the tiebreaker lengths. Mm-hmm. That's just my opinion. And then you got Josh Barr, Stephen Buchanan. I'm picking Buchanan until we got the poll. We got the polling. Mm-hmm. This is a Michigan heavy matchup here. Barr's from Michigan.
Yeah.
Cardenas wrestles for Michigan. This match is in Northwestern, who Michigan stole last year. Mm-hmm. They stole that team.
That's
From Matt Stoniello. So a lot of it was a real cosmic gumbo.
They got Cannon back.
They got Kane. They gave him back.
Michigan
the
got
player to be
nothing
named
from
later
him.
was actually the guy they gave him initially. So anyway, what percentage chance do you get Barr over Buchanan should they hit in the final?
Ooh, I feel like it's about 25% maybe.
Okay,
At 20.
I got 32.
Okay.
Here's a question for you. Cardenas wins, but the match is very similar to the first match, except Cardenas gives
Yeah.
up 1, not 2. Close, right? Very close, but Cardenas wins. They had to get an NCAs. Who are you picking?
That would be. Yeah, I don't know who I'd pick then. I'd have to see how the rest of the tournament plays. I'd probably still err on the side of Barr.
Yeah, I
I
do.
hate Michigan.
I love Michigan.
You hate them.
I'd be on.
I actually do agree with you, Christian. I feel like I will always
You're extremely biased, though.
favor Barr.
Oh no,
You're from Michigan.
Yeah,
taking the
'cause-
anti-University of Michigan.
Yeah. I'm picking Josh Barr.
It is pro Michigan though, because Josh Barr is from Michigan, as we've covered.
No. It's like, when David Taylor went to Penn State, he wasn't from Ohio anymore. He's from Pennsylvania.
You think Josh Barr is from Pennsylvania now?
It's just the spin.
Cultural erasure.
It's just spin.
I think I'm riding with Barr over Cardenas, Buchanan over Barr. Chalk.
Heavyweight.
Boom.
285. Gable. I remember when Seth Neville's versus Gable Stevenson was like a match the high school community really wanted to see. It was like, this is and then
We could finally get it.
I think it may have maybe happened at some point.
Okay.
So yeah, the question, the topic here, Greg versus Gable, and the potential seeding implications of a Greg loss. And there's a lot of theories. People are telling me it's absolutely no way Greg can be the 2 or 3 seed if he loses this match to Gable. I just can't imagine that being true. But a lot of people online, Nomad's all about this, and other people, someone on the phone yesterday, it's like, no, he will be the 4. I just don't see it that way. I think Greg can lose here and still be the 2 or 3. He's a reigning national champion with 1 loss to the GOAT, They're not. If they have any power to make him the 2 or 3, they'll do it.
So I believe you are allowed. The matrix spits out whatever the matrix spits out, right? That's just numbers. But then I believe the committee is allowed to move somebody up to 2 spots in most scenarios.
And you have to be within a certain amount of points
Correct.
to do that. And I feel like how could Owen
It gets a point, like a point and a
Treffen,
half.
how could Owen Treffen or Trumbull, I forget who it is. Treffen, I guess, is the one they think is going to be an undefeated conference champ.
Yeah.
Guys, he's a 0-time AA. They're going to figure this out. You can't have the returning national champion with 1 loss. This isn't a Carter Starace situation who had losses to Andrew Sparks and the Purdue guy. He didn't really, but he did on his record, right? That was sort of tough to get around. This is good. If he makes the final, loses to Gable, he's wrestled most of his year, most of the season. He's only lost to the 1 seed undefeated. You can't do it.
Here's the thing. You're acting like it's a committee that picks this. This is a matrix.
They frickin' pick. They got real cute last year with Starace. Starace was in the right spot. They had him down there at the
7.
bottom. I think it was 7.
And then they moved him to the 9.
They had him in there. It was locked. And then after it was done, they said, hey, someone brought it up and said, hey, we got to revisit this. And da-da-da. And next thing you know, he's the 9 seed.
Like I said, you can move
Well, that's
2 spots.
But
within a point and a half.
I actually think what happened was, was it Shane Griffith got moved up a spot or 2, and so then it changed where Starace fell in the matrix.
Right.
So
Then they couldn't
move him anymore. So
they tried to move him.
the matrix is powerful.
The first priority of this seating committee for 285 is if there is any. Listen, your first priority as the seating committee has to be this. If it is at all within your power to get Greg and Wyatt opposite Gable, barring them being opposite, if y'all are messing with me. I'm trying to do a show. It's all jokes.
Again, you're not locked in.
I'm locked in. That's the preview. Y'all don't understand. This is the definition of locked in.
No.
No, you.
I'm locked in because I can see that on preview and stay locked in on the show.
No,
You cannot.
You're not having to give advice to wrestling leadership right now. I'm starting over for social media when we clip this.
Matrix committee.
The one job for the committee at heavyweight is to make sure Gable is opposite Wyatt and Greg Kerfleet.
You cannot start intervening and going against whatever the matrix spits out and the principles you have set.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
No, it is.
Because that's a slippery slope. Because then you can just start saying, "Hey,
Slippery
we want
slope.
this, do this, do this."
Slippery slope is the white flag of all arguments. That is the white
You
flag.
have principles. You can't break the rules to do something.
You're not breaking
you
rules.
want.
No, you're not breaking rules.
Yes, you are. You just said if it is within your power, and I agree. If
it's within your power, it's within the rules, JD.
No, but you are saying even if he can't be moved without more than 2 spots.
If it's within your power.
Okay, then we agree. But you said before, I said he might not be able to because it's what the Matrix does, and you said, well, it doesn't matter. Do it.
No, I didn't say it doesn't matter what the Matrix. If the Matrix says, and they're that many points apart from each other, then their hands may be tied. But I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, it feels like they should be close enough.
It may spit out Greg at 4, and then he's going to be within enough points, and the seating committee has to say, guys, he has to be the 2 or the 3, or the 3. Make him the 3, because Wyatt's going to win Big 12s. Should Wyatt win Big 12s? This is simple. 1, 2, 3. And all the Matrix Warriors and all those people, the Keanu Reeveses, as we've been affectionately calling them, you can't do it.
You could also make this as an argument. Well, hey, maybe you should have put CKLV or Southern Scuffle or something like that on your schedule to get some more wins, because this is trying to reward people who go out.
Can you point to Owen Treffen's CKLV or Southern? What are we talking about here?
Owen Treffen?
Yeah, what's his?
Well, I'm talking
what's his
about
grand
getting
case?
wins. I'm talking about getting wins, being out there.
Colton Schultz, baby.
That's it. Got a win, Colton Schultz. Like Greg Kerfleet doesn't have that win and wins beyond that. Give me a break. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. So they have to do it. They've got to find a way. My point is, the whole path I've been walking you guys down is showing how much power they do have within the rules. They moved Starachi from the bottom side to the top side last year. They're going to have the power to do the right thing. They're going to have the power to do the wrong thing. And I'm saying do the right thing. That's all I'm saying. Their hands aren't going to be tied by the matrix here. They're going to, if he's at the 4, my prediction is they will have chosen to do the wrong thing. And they would have had the power to do the right thing. That's my only point here.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Spike Lee.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone on the same page? Got it?
I don't feel strongly about it as you.
You don't? You think Owen Treffin deserves to be opposite Gable Steveson and Greg Kerfley doesn't? What are you talking about? This goes against everything.
I said. I think they should do it. I said I think they should do it. I just said I don't feel as bad for Greg Kerfleet as you if it doesn't happen.
What has he done? You're being mealy-mouthed here.
No, I do agree with you, Christian. I think
Owen Treffin? Listen, all due respect to Owen Treffin, we got an undefeated national champion who's basically done his schedule. He got sick he missed Feldman.
Yeah, that's something. Get a good tournament or something on your schedule. Get some wins.
Okay. Yeah. Greg Kerfleet, be more proven than Owen Treffin. I wish there was a way he could be more proven than Owen Treffin. And I'm sorry that Owen has to catch all these strays, but we're talking about an undefeated national champion.
Come on. I said they should do it. I just said I don't feel as strongly about it as you. I'm not going to.
I only feel strong.
And I said they should do it. I said, you have the power. That's why it is written within the rules that if they are within 1.5 points in 2 spots, that you can switch that around. It's for instances like this, so they should do it. But if they don't do it, that was wrong. But at the same time, I don't know.
Do we know what the actual stipulations are for when they can and cannot?
I learn them every year and then forget them immediately after the brackets are out.
Because that would be.
I think it's 25%.
Good to know.
Oh wow! I just got a text that I have an outstanding toll, so I got to handle.
No, don't click. Don't click.
I'm gonna knock it out. I'm gonna knock it out real quick.
No. I just got
I just got to go to this. I just got to go to this link and put in the information here. Dang, I was trying to find the rules. I don't know. I'll find it and come back.
if Gable loses to Kerfleet, then will Gable be the 4?
If Gable loses to Kerfleet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do then.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this talking, you're not even showing the respect to Kerfleet that he could beat Gable.
Not here. Maybe NCAAs. I mean, I'm not.
If you see him beat him at Big Tens, then you will admit that he can beat him at NCAA.
No,
Wait,
I think
that Kerfleet could beat Gable at NCAAs.
I think.
You're like the biggest Gable ride or die I know. So
I am that. So listen to the respect that I'm showing Gregory. No, I'm more open to it than maybe most people are. I'm not next topicing it. I have a lot of respect for Greg, and I think it could be, if it's a decision, if it's like a 3 to 4 point one, I'm like, okay, maybe there's some adjustments. If Gable just waxes him, which he could, just do that, and then of course not. But I don't know.
If Gable,
I said I think regular decision.
Yeah.
Convincing.
What do you think? What do you think the actual vibe, the actual thought in Happy Valley at State College, at Penn State, is around Greg versus Gable?
We've done it before. We can do it again.
Yeah.
And to your credit, we did it when he was a bad dude.
Yes.
He was young, but he was bad.
Amen, JD.
Oh, you meant with Kassar. Okay, I was like, when is Greg beating Gable? What are you talking about?
They've had close matches. I mean, high school was close. NCAAs, it was Gable close. We can call it 3-point takedown. I don't know.
Yeah, Kerfleet lost to Gwizdowski and Don Bradley at Olympic trials, and it just makes me feel like he's not.
I don't know what that was. I didn't get that. That was.
I choose to ignore that data.
Yeah, irrelevant. Freestyle and folk style. Okay. Apples and tomatoes.
Okay.
I'm saying this. I don't think like when Gable blast doubled Keeter to his back and then just reversed half was like, you go over now. That ain't happening against Kerfleet.
No, for sure not.
I agreed for sure.
All right. So if Kerfleet does beat Gable,
oh my gosh,
would it be the biggest upset since
Kassar over Gable?
Ramos over
Lee.
even bigger.
I think it's bigger than that one.
Yes, it's bigger. It won't be I don't think it'll be like the cultural moment that was of a guy going for 4 and this sophomore. It won't be that, but I think in just the wrestling upset scale, it will be bigger than that. I would be, yeah.
Well, Ramos and Lee had that crazy duel match.
Yes.
Too, where Spencer ended up pinning him in the first, but he got tossed.
I think he got taken down twice.
Yes, he did.
And there were glimpses of Spencer, like he didn't feel like he was 100. Like that version of Spencer is not the version of Spencer that we watched wrestle last week.
Mm-hmm.
Two completely
Certainly
different
not.
guys.
Certainly not. That's a fair caveat. And this appears to be height of his powers, Gable.
Yeah.
So what would be? I don't even know. Hendricks Perry was huge. He was 0-8 against the man.
Yeah.
Maybe more. I don't know. Is it, dare I say?
Larry Owens? Is that what you were going to say?
Yes, absolutely. Owens Gable.
Gable.
Wow. Full circle.
Gable has lost, though.
Huh?
Gable has lost. He's not undefeated.
I know, but I think it's since that one.
You think so?
That's the.
Now, are you now being disrespectful to Greg Kirkfleet? After giving.
I'm going both. Yeah.
That's how you toe the line, my man. Come on, give me something for that.
I think. Yeah. I don't know. Well, look at the chat. What does this guy say? Can we get Spike Lee off the big screen and maybe get something relevant to the
Spike
show?
there. Keep Spike.
Jeez.
Okay.
Kirk beats Gable.
You have to shave your
How's I
head.
shave my head?
Wow.
We got a lot of up arrows on that, too.
Y'all like that? I'll consider that. But Katie doesn't like it, and so, I don't know.
You got to be careful.
Flow Wrestling never gave. Yeah.
Just
Okay. Look at this guy.
Run free on stream.
First of all, Jones' point. You didn't either. Stop capping. Second of all, Gable Steveson absolutely punked Derek White, who beat Anthony Cassar that year. So, Jones' point. Stop the cap. Stop with the revisionist. Give me the receipts of you saying Cassar's about to beat Gable, because it did not exist. That was just not a narrative out there.
Maybe he's from New Jersey.
Okay, great question by Hot Dog Water 64. He says Gregor Wyatt, who has a better shot to beat Gable. See, this is why I like to chat up, not your little side bits.
Well, a lot of time I'm asking things that the chat is saying.
I'll see what they're saying too. What do we think? Wyatt?
Greg.
Yeah.
I think Wyatt.
Because he can pin him.
I think
You
that
gotta
is,
pin
I think
him.
that is insane. I think there is zero chance that Wyatt could ever pin Gable Steveson.
That's not true.
Was Gable pinned?
Like what?
Was it
In juniors.
Juniors, right?
By the Uzbekistan guy.
Rachmanov, yeah. Casa boy.
I don't know.
No one is pinning Gable Steveson. Like, get out of here.
It's happened.
Guys.
Okay, I honestly think it's more. He is so good on his feet that I'd say it's more likely. Put this in the chat. Are you more likely to win a takedown battle against Gable Steveson or
Pin him.
Pin him.
Yeah.
Because he's so good. 7 minutes. No, he's not getting ridden, I don't think. Right?
Nah.
So getting pinned or lose a takedown battle. You're not going to hold him down and pin him. You got to blast him to his back and hold him there.
Yeah, and Wyatt's not going to, if the way he beats him is he pins him, he's not
Yes.
going to out-take down him, right?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
Think about it,
Yeah.
Tyler.
But neither of them are likely.
Why do you have your
is what I'm
shoe up
saying.
there?
Because they were criticizing your shoes, so I was trying to be man in the arena. Put my toe on the line as well.
Wow.
Greater American hero, Wyatt Hendrickson, who will go on and fight for our freedom, or Gable Steveson, who won us an Olympic gold medal.
Oh,
Race debate.
Oh my goodness.
great question. Well,
Ask that as a poll.
he is not served yet.
Like I said, we'll go on to.
You need to ask this in about 8 years after he finishes his wrestling career, then serves.
I thought he is currently serving.
I don't know.
What is serving?
And what is serving?
He is currently living in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and training to win a national title.
Hey, it's a vulnerable area.
Honestly, I've said this before. incredibly disrespectful because I paid for his college so he would go and serve.
Play the long
serve
game.
his country.
Playing the long game.
I didn't pay for his college for 4 years so that he could go and get a bag and win a national title.
I love it. This is exactly what I paid for. I'm getting my money's worth.
So a greater American hero, Gable.
All right.
So 68% of the chatters think that it's more likely that someone pins Gable than wins a takedown battle. I agree with that, but like
That's literally
I was never arguing that. I was just saying no one's pinning him.
Yeah.
Like, don't be ridiculous.
So no one's beating him any scenario.
No one's beating him.
Yeah.
That is how I feel.
All right. But you agree he's more likely to get pinned.
I think if he lost, you wouldn't even win the takedown battle. It would be like you'd be down 2 takedowns. You'd have a couple escapes. You'd get a 7-point move at the very end of the match. You wouldn't pin him, but you somehow win by holding onto that lead.
Now, if that happens, this clip is going to go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how I would beat him.
Well, then I'll say a sit-out turn in Peterson.
Okay.
6.
There you go.
Beats him.
We all just need to make sit in this room and record predictions for
Yeah,
an
just
hour.
do it for an hour.
And pretend, not even do it live on the show, just pretend like it was on the show when we make the clip.
Why don't we do that? Be a great idea. We could just say everyone's out for the year. Like, we actually said this
We
in
said
November.
this a long time ago.
Okay. Questions?
Questions. First one. What?
You think obviously Penn State won, Iowa. Do you think Iowa 2? Or are you giving them a shot to get run down by like Nebraska or Minnesota?
Nebraska, I think, is the threat. I give Iowa 75% chance of getting second.
Seems fair.
Andrew Spay says, as long as Wyatt doesn't try courting my home during peacetime. That's
our Third Amendment right.
Protected
Yeah.
by the Third Amendment.
Yes.
All right. First question is from Dylan Dangerfield. He wants to know, do you think it's weird for Teague to beat guys named after his dad?
So no one knows what we're talking about. So I don't think we talked about it yesterday, but Cale Sanderson's son, Teague, won PJW's last week at 157. Kind of off the grid kind of wrestler, and then he just rolls up and wins. Like, if you don't know the youth wrestling scene, that's fine. But PJW is like the Pennsylvania junior state tournament, really tough. And he won, and he beat a guy named Cale in the finals. That is kind of weird. I said yesterday that I feel like the vast majority of all Cales are because of Cale Sanderson. Like, I've never known anyone named Cale not connected to wrestling.
And I thought that was kind of crazy.
You thought that was kind of crazy, but then I said, do you know one person named Cale not from wrestling? And you didn't. And
I only know
Cal
people
Ripken.
from wrestling. So.
yeah, you cap it. So Cal is not Cale. So I don't know. I don't know if it's weird. It's just, it's probably not that weird to be Cale's son if you are his son. Mm-hmm. But then, like, on the outside, it would be kind of, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. People are like, oh, he's just my dad and he coaches wrestling. It feels like how most people, the sons of and daughters of famous people, are like, oh, he's just, I don't know. Everyone thinks their dad's dorky.
It would be so funny, like, or not funny, just crazy to be wrestling people that are literally named after your dad.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
We don't know that this kid.
Come on. Give me a break. A Pennsylvania wrestler named Cale that's 12 years old. What do we think?
Not named after him, but at least like the name
He's
was
12 years
in their
old?
heads.
That
probably
was pretty fast.
Yeah, he was only a 4-time undefeated national champion, Olympic champion, and a
All in
national
Iowa.
champion coach. He's been there since 2009.
Yeah, he's definitely named after him. It's in Pennsylvania.
They're all named after, but inspired by whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you look at the like the popularity of baby names in America, and like as soon as you get to like 99, Cale just goes, and like shoots.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Tyler, you could probably pull that up.
Wait, what do I look up?
Cale's not putting a bump in the overall popularity.
Yes, he is.
For sure.
Are you crazy?
Go to like baby.
First of all, it
baby
is
center,
it's
popularity of the baby names.
It's a good name, and
Great
it's
name.
kind of not known, so it is like it's just a good name to have. This is
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. This is the popularity over time chart.
I can't believe y'all are acting like it's not
Yeah,
related
see?
to him. I wonder what happened. What happened in 1999, 2000, 2001? Did he win 4 undefeated national titles? Oh, what happened in 2011? Did
Yeah.
Cale happen to win there? So let's just think here.
That's crazy.
I wonder what it is, guys. We just can't figure it out.
You know, now that
I
I've
refuse
seen
to believe this is all from Kale Sanderson.
Oh yeah,
Now
it
that I've
happens
seen
to
this
perfectly.
data,
It has
Wrestling's
to.
just not that popular.
It's
But
not
no,
a popular
it's
name.
relative to the name. So it's just like based on this name alone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
based on this data, I'm willing to maybe concede.
No, I definitely am saying that there are people named after him and inspired by him, of course.
Like to see this spike right in like 2000 is pretty crazy.
And it's 114 total. It's like not a lot of people, but it's enough. And all those
That's per million.
per million. 114 million. Mm-hmm. All right, keep going.
All right. Next question. Maybe you have some info. John F. wants to know any concerns about Caleb Henson. His last 2 matches were underwhelming for his standards. Hope he's not injured.
Well, he didn't even win ACCs last year. So, no concerns.
There you
No
go.
concerns until Caleb Henson says, guys, I'm concerned. And that, I think he's fine.
You would never because he's a dog.
He looked all right against Biskins. Was
I
not.
think it was the Finn Solomon overtime match.
That wasn't great.
Yeah.
But the Biskins one was after. So, he's all right.
All right. Stock wants to know if you created a team of the best high school wrestlers of each weight class from the late 90s / early 2000s and matched them up against the best wrestlers from the
Right.
modern era.
Next one.
Which team would come out on top?
This is so insane. Go to the next question.
He says it's toughness versus technique. Who do you think wins, Christian? Your era or my era?
I would generally just side with the most recent era.
Yeah.
There you go. Christian.
Because you're soft. You don't like
it.
toughness. You don't like tough wrestling.
No, I'm just honest.
You said it right there. It's toughness versus technique.
That guy's
I'm saying
opinion.
technique wins.
All right. Dominic Amoroso said, where are the Big Ten pre-seeds?
They are on a computer somewhere, ready to be. Actually, I don't know how.
Tomorrow.
I bet our boy Sparks has them.
Man,
He's looking up some content right now.
I can't do it. I can't.
Release the emails, Shane.
Yeah.
Next question is from high school wrestling legend. If AJ beats Buchanan in the NCAA finals and gives his new version of the double birds, would it be the greatest celebration of all time?
No, I think.
It's up there. It will be one of the most iconic for sure.
What if Buchanan busted out after beating AJ?
Buchanan would never. Buchanan is a savage. He's like so stoic and calm. I don't think.
Of course not. Or I should say, if somebody beats AJ and then busts out the split and birds.
That would be crazy. I don't think anyone would do that. That's too much like credit to AJ for them. That's like too. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Next question. Virginia's for FRL said, biggest Big Ten upset you can remember?
Good question. That I can remember. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't have one. I mean, there's been some big ones like when Rivera beat
Cassar over Gable.
Cassar over Gable, yeah. Cassar over
Metcalf
Gable.
losing was pretty big.
Metcalf losing to Lance Palmer was insane.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what had me more mind blown. Metcalf at that time, it was kind of insane to think about him losing, even though he had lost a year before to Caldwell. He'd beaten Palmer so many times, and that was a crazy one. I'll say probably Gable, but that's a great one. Great one.
Was there any crazy upsets last year? What was the biggest upset last year?
125 was just crazy. I mean, Braden Davis winning was kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw that coming, even though he'd been good that year. Dylan Shawver Tech, Dylan Ragusin. That was probably one of the bigger surprises. But
did that happen in the duel or did that happen at Big Tens?
Big Tens.
That happened at Big Tens. And then they wrestled at
finals.
NCAAs.
Yep.
yeah, probably that one.
Okay. Next question. High school wrestling legend. Christian, what is more difficult, 10 D1 All-Americans or keeping Ben and Shane on topic?
10 D1 All-Americans. It's really hard.
Okay. Spencer Humphreys wants to know, where will this Penn State team rank all time if they break the points record again and have 10 All-Americans? What would need to happen for them to be crowned the best college wrestling team of all
I'm
time?
one.
That.
They don't have to have 10 AAs.
You think last year's team is the best college wrestling team of all time? If not,
Could
why?
be.
It's hard when the point scoring has changed over time. If the point scoring was the same. Although, but then you get into the whole, well, how good was the second place team? How many points did they steal?
Yeah, the field has to be considered a little bit. But I think, I think it's up there. I really do think it could be the best team ever. But 2 4-timers on that team, bolstered by a lot of other All-Americans. They had a DMP from the 1 seed. Yeah, it's up there. But
Never lost a duel.
I said this team's better, though. I've been saying that coming into the year all year long.
But before, don't count this team. Is last year's team the best team of all time? If you break the points record, does that make you the best team?
No, not on its own, because the scoring's different. The bonus point is more attainable, right? So that you need context. It can't be as a black and white. The points are the point total is the point total, because it's just different.
What if they break the record this year, have 10 AAs, but only have 2 champs? Because that could happen.
Yeah, it could.
Starachi could. Kekaisen could beat Starachi, but they don't. Messenbrink is their lock.
Yeah,
for sure. But all the other ones.
What's the fewest champions they've had in the last couple of years? In 2023, how many did they have? They had Aaron.
4.
Carter.
Aaron Carter. This party. But was that it? Because Roman didn't win in 23.
Oh.
And Greg didn't win.
Nick Lee was done.
Nick Lee was done. I think they only had
Bo, 41.
2.
Bo didn't win. They only had 2 that year.
2?
Me? Because Levi did not win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it was 2 in 2023. Because they had more. They didn't win in 2021, but they had a couple of champs. They had quite a few. They had Starachi, Brooks, Roman, Nick Lee. They had 4 champs.
4.
So that was their down year. Fun with that. So yeah, my point being, 2 champs is pretty rare for them. It's a kind of a low. So it feels like if they did do that, 10 All-Americans, 2 champs, I may not put them in that.
Best ever.
Probably not.
All right. Next question from Arizona.
But as we all know, 10 All-Americans is much harder than 5 champs.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we don't know that.
Don't get him started. Arizona wrestling fan wants to know, when are you going to have Shane Sparks on again?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Why not?
Because he's not come on, He's welcome anytime. That's known. He can come on. He can come on right now. If he calls and FaceTimes me, I'll answer it and do this.
Call him.
No. It might freak him out.
Okay. Ken Smith said, is JD, I don't know what this is in reference to. Maybe you guys do. Is JD in denial, or are you just keeping him in the dark on purpose? The Big Ten quarterfinals are electric. Not to mention, you basically watch the same finals 2 weeks later. Watch on TV, really.
He said he'd rather watch conference weekend than go to Big Tens.
Yeah, I said that's the move, because you get to watch all the conference stuff. And when you're at Big Tens watching quarters, you're not also watching the Big 12 quarters, which are going on at basically the same time.
Yeah.
This is also a great opportunity to plug
The watch party.
watch party.
Watch
this
party.
weekend.
Yep, we will. Kozak and I will be watch partying from this studio this weekend. And we're just doing Saturday night and Sunday night.
Okay.
Like afternoon to evening. So
That'll be fun.
Great.
Well, cool.
That's all the questions we have.
we might have a surprise guest
Oh,
On Sunday?
with us as well.
Surprise guest on Sunday.
Maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday.
Oh, maybe both.
I don't know exactly.
Okay.
that's what's so surprising about it.
We might have a couple surprise guests, honestly.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to hang out with Kozak and I, if you got nothing better to do,
Yeah. Watch.
not one of those losers at Big
Oh.
Tens.
What's up, Muhammad? Why?
I don't know. I was always looking for a funny picture of you.
That's funny. Muhammad said.
Got that beard rocking, huh?
Yeah, I might bring that back. It's pretty. It's freaking hot.
That's our time.
Yeah. Go. If you zoom out a little more, David Bray's got a funny look too. I think.
Oh, yeah?
I thought so. Like, dang, here he comes. Sebi just did that on purpose. He did not have to go in the table like that. He was like,
got to give a flop.
he was getting brought back, and then he
for
just.
a great clip.
It was a great clip.
Think about all the extra recovery time you get.
Look at me just staying in there. I didn't evade. I didn't flee the scene. I said, "Come on, I'm not worried about this."
Actually, kind of PO'd at him.
I'm like, because he did it on purpose. I'm like, yo, you just did that on purpose. You're just like, oh, well, that's all. It made for a funny clip. Anyways, we're going to go. Thank you for tuning in on a special Tuesday because many of us are flying tomorrow. You're going to New Jersey, the scene of the crime, literally. Sometimes we say the scene of the crime.
The alleged crime.
The alleged, thank you. Knox watch. All right, don't do that one.
Feel free to Photoshop this photo as you please.
That's early beard. See, I don't have any of the weird alopecia stuff going on there, so that's when I'm that beard hair. But you can see I get these spots when periods of high stress. I'll just have a patch not growing.
Spent a lot of time with Tyler.
When I'm around Tyler a bunch, my facial hair just stops growing in patches. So yeah, this is not.
I'm in the show.
They just keep listen. Their whole goal in life is just to mess with me, and so they put stuff up on this screen.
They're easy to razz.
Yeah.
I'm very razzable.
You're the big brother. We just love it.
I can't help it. I thought the big brother was supposed to pick, but it's the little brother.
He must have this just like on a hard drive.
He does have it just chambered. We'll be back. I'm going to Pac-12s tomorrow. I'm going to hang out with Eluded. I'm going to get merch. My hair's going to get broccolied out. I'm going to have all kinds of drip. It's going to be crazy. No bussing, for real, on cap. Later.